when I first started skating, seeing pictures of guys flying out of pools was what got me fired up on wanting to go to the skate park for the first time. And at that point, if you skated and you didn't skate pools, all you did was freestyle handstands, 360s, and that stuff just seemed like ice skating to me. I wanted to fly. And then I went to the skate park the first time and saw guys, guys that were okay.
What skate park?
Oasis. And then I saw guys flying around, and that was it. I was like, that's what I want to do. I'm going to come here as much as I can, and I'm going to learn how to do that. And I was super small at the time.
How old were you then?
10. And I looked like I was 7. And then once I started learning to skate pools, then I was just looking at the guys that were the most innovative that I thought, So there were a couple of local pros at Oasis, guys like Dave Andrecht and Steve Cathy. And I loved watching them live, and I thought they were really good. So they were like hometown heroes. But the guys that I was really looking at were Eddie Alguera and Cab, because Steve Caballero was just coming up as an amateur at the time, and I would see pictures of him going 3 or 4 feet out of Winchester, and he looked as small as I did, and I was like, that's what I'm aspiring to, because I see a little guy doing that, and I want to do that.
Did you know Stevie then? Did you talk to him in any way?
No, I mean, he was just a guy in a magazine. I mean, I knew who he was, and he had already, he was establishing himself. But those guys generally didn't come to Oasis. In fact, there was one pro contest at Oasis that all those guys came to, and my parents, we had to go out of town that weekend. I'll never forget. I never ever forgave my dad for it, because I knew all those guys that I wanted to see in person were going to be there, and it's just something he said we couldn't get out of. I take influences from I don't know, everywhere now. I mean, I just watch what's happening, and it's awesome to see when you're looking at stuff that's happening on Mega Ramp, or you're looking at a guy like Ben Hatchell, who's got this amazing pool experience, but he's taking the street stuff and he's mixing it in, and that's always what I was trying to do. I was literally trying to do freestyle tricks on vert. That was my go-to. I learned finger flip airs because I was watching Broadening, and it's like, I gotta do that in the air. I got more time. The stuff that Bob is doing, and the stuff that there's so much creativity in street too. I love it. I love that they're mixing old with new. I love all that stuff. How it's really it's molding all these styles together. I'd say Tony Alva, Rodney Mullen. To me, in terms of the trick and difficulty influence, I'd have to, a tie for me is between Cab and Eddie Alguera. And obviously, Cab has had the more successful career and is more well known, but they were right on par for a while, doing the same types of tricks, and I was right there as a little kid watching it and wanting to emulate all of it. Definitely the same goes for, in terms of my eyes, Bob Murnquist, Danny Way. Just innovating and taking what we thought was the limit of height and spinning and stuff, and taking it to a whole new level. And Mark Gonzalez. Cool. I'd been in skating for so long that I was never trying to covet it. You know what I mean? I always thought that there should be a bigger audience for it. I thought that more people should appreciate it. I never understood why they didn't. And so when when I had the opportunity to get bigger endorsements, so to speak, my only concern was having final approval and having control over what they were doing, in terms of how they present skateboarding.
Yeah.
And no one else really had that. Not that they didn't have the luxury, but they didn't have the opportunity or the desire, because most of the guys that were, in the position to do that kind of thing maybe had just started being successful. I'd already had a wave of success in the 80s, and yeah. I've seen it come and go, and I've seen the people that do it with a passion but don't get compensated for it. I was happy to use McDonald's marketing dollars to bring more people into skating.
Cool.